Secretary Brown, if you'll start with the attendance, please.
Representative DeBaz. Representative Williams. Representative Gallo. Representative Smith Devon. Representative Brubaker. Representative Malloy. Representative Moeller. Representative Huffman. Representative Sabe. Representative Fitch. Representative Smith Theo. Representative McCormick. Representative Ratliff. Representative Zhu. Representative Heck. Representative Wu. Representative Thompson. Representative McHenry.
President voting.
Representative Ladelpha. Representative Thomas. Representative Butcher. Representative Wetterston. Representative Komeyer. Representative Lindell. Representative Liu. Representative Tingley. Representative Lee. Representative Ruska. Representative Feaster. Representative Payne. Representative Stump. Representative Shaw. Representative Alvarado. Representative Toomey. Representative Gladys. Representative Rangaswamy. Representative Ridgway. Speaker Radenzik.
Present.
Treasurer Schloff. Treasurer Chuang. Parliamentarian McKee.
Present.
Vice President Dooner. Vice President Cruz. Vice President Cummins. Vice President Shaw. Vice President Hale. President Agarwal.
Okay. Time for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so this should be a pretty short, simple meeting. We're going to start out with old business. Are there any nominations for the School of Nursing representative position? Still have that one representative position open. Any nominations for it? Okay. Any nominations for the commuter representative? Yep. Then we have nominations for one engineering representative position. Are there any nominations for engineering? Representative Brubaker? Representative Thomas? Any others? Okay. Do we have any more nominations for the spring election commissioner? Can you remind us who we have already? Secretary Brown.
I cannot. I can pull it up, though.
Qualifications are, has to be someone in USG, can't be president or speaker, yes?
Or on judicial.
Or no judicial board members. Any other nominations for that? Spring election commissioner.
Currently nominated are Representative Ladelpha, Representative Zhu, and Representative Smith Devon.
Okay. All right, seeing no other nominations, then we're going to move into the election for the USG treasurer position. Do we have any final nominations for the USG treasurer?
Representative Williams.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close nominations. So moved. So moved and seconded. All right. Okay. Representative Williams, if you would please approach the podium. We're going to give you 4 minutes, since it's an executive position, you know, warrants more time. We'll give you 4 minutes to speak and then take questions.
Oh. This is a bummer. I'm not going to know how much time I have left. Is this case wireless? Because that would be the problem. That's the other problem. Oh, hello.
Four minutes, please. Okay, whenever you're ready, Colin.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did, and I ate probably way too much. But running this evening for the position of USG Treasurer. I know, as many of you guys know, I ran for this last semester. Did not get it. It was most unfortunate, but now it was actually probably for the better. This semester, I will admit, has been rather busy and time-consuming for me. However, next semester, I have been doing a lot of thinking. I've been kind of like looking at my schedule as of yet. And I can already tell you that time for me next semester is not going to be as big of an issue. I will no longer be recruitment chair for my fraternity, which was my biggest just time. It went away. I don't even know where it went. And my class schedule, I'm taking 16 and a half credit hours. So there's a little treasurer tip of the week. You can take half credit hour classes. And other than that, I already have time in my schedule for office that could be devoted to office hours. Whatever it is that I commit to, I'll make my schedule work. So with that, I'd like to open up the floor to questions.
Questions for the speaker. Vice President Hale.
Is there anything that you are excited to bring to the position that might be new?
Since I'm not entirely sure, treasurer is a very, it's just kind of a position to me that sometimes there. I'm not entirely sure. I know they do a lot. But in terms of, like say, VP Student Life will help grow and help, do different issues, I'm not sure. I know if it's you, Ella, don't worry. But what I mean, though, is that I think, I'd really like to work with Treasurer Schlaf, current Treasurer Schlaf, to help, improve the expediency, help to improve the customer service. Because I think one of the main issues that USG has right now is that there's this kind of like, there's this perception that we're kind of a bad organization because we deny funding requests, we're slow on treasurer things, and that's not a treasurer issue, but it's an issue that the treasurers have to deal with on an almost a day-by-day basis. And so I think, in that position, I would really like to help help improve that image because it is a very good front line. So,
Representative Brubaker.
What experiences in finance committee have prepared you for this position and have you prepared outside of those?
On finance committee, I've worked long and hard hours. I know it's something that the treasurers are very much used to. I've stayed with Vice President Shaw and the previous Vice President Downey to work on different finance projects. I know the Collegiate Link system pretty well. And outside of it, I have been treasurer for small organizations, but I'm used to doing like the paperwork. I'm used to doing the just guys sit down and do it kind of work. So,
Treasurer Schlaf.
So as a treasurer, you're also on exec board. How do you think you can contribute to those conversations and decisions that we make?
On exec board, I will admit, as you've probably heard in GA, I'm a very opinionated person, and I think in exec, I think what it'll really do is give me an opportunity to kind of not curtail per se, but to help to really like work in a smaller group to collaborate. Because I think that sometimes is my problem is I try to go into a large group and like, let's change everything. And I think in exec, I think I'll help to bring about changes that are better brought about in a smaller group.
Representative Mueller.
How can we make the funding process easier for student groups, especially people that might not be veterans?
Whew. That one I will admit is a very tricky question. I'll admit I'm not entirely sure at the moment. I think that there's a lot to be said for kind of our integration with Collegiate Link right now with how we're dealing with the electronic versus the non-electronic processes. And I think as treasurer, I would really help to work with VP Shaw or whoever the next VP of Finance is to really help to bring all those processes together so it's more unified.
All right, thank you. If you can step out. Congratulations, sir. All right, moving into new business. We just have one item of business tonight. Would anyone like to introduce it? Representative Rangaswamy.
I move to introduce Bill B 21-14 from the table.
Second. Okay. Speaker in the pro, Vice President Shaw.
All right. Well, as you can see, I finally compiled all the mass funding results, including appeals. And if you look at the top, it says what they requested, how much they were allocated, and then what the total was after that. And then it includes the percentage of how much of what they were allocated they received. So I am open to points.
Any points for Vice President Shaw? May just give everyone a minute to look over.
Okay.
As you go through, if anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand and make them. Vice President Hale.
Not such an appropriate question, but I was just going to say I'm very happy to see lots of 100%s.
Representative Williams. Treasurer Williams.
Just a question. So for example, under International Club, it says that they got, Representative Feaster pointed this out, they have got 2,100% of their requested funding.
Okay, that is because I have not received their actual mass funding amount.
Oh, okay.
So if it has anything above 100%, just don't worry about that.
Representative Thompson.
Just wondering, what did ski and snowboard club get?
Okay, so most of ski and snowboarding clubs events are really expensive because they need transportation to get to places that are, I think, out of state to, go skiing or snowboarding. So the cost for transportation was really high, and on top of that, ski rentals, the cost for lifts, the cost for snowboard rentals, it's really expensive. And if they want students to come to these events, it would cost the students a lot from out of their own pockets. That's why they requested a lot from during mass funding.
Representative Treasurer Williams.
In the bill amounts, I guess this is just a typo, but the bill amounts for the third whereas clause and the first be it resolved clause, are those from last semester?
Though.
Because those do not match what is written in Appendix B.
Is it, can you repeat where it is?
Under the General Assembly bill, the bill which should be B 21-14, under the third whereas clause, it says whereas 155 student organizations submitted over 339,000 in requests for funding, and on the appendix, it states that only $282,143.10 was requested.
Wow. That might have been a typo, or that actually might have been a typo on the actual mass funding sheet. I can double check though.
Any final points for the speaker, just questions? Okay. All right, thank you, Vice President Shaw.
Thank you.
We'll set 6 minutes for discussion. Representative Moeller.
Maybe I'm just confused, or maybe they're doing something that I don't know about. But the biggest discrepancy I'm really noticing here is the money allocated to the crew team versus the money allocated to all of the rest of the sports clubs. I'm just wondering if they're like, where's it going?
Representative Brubaker.
So the thing with the crew team, our average cost per semester are roughly $16,000, and of that we either pay out of pocket or fundraise about $7,000. And so the reason that our allocation here is so high is all that goes to entry fees. We are trying something different this year, which is a training trip out of state. In past years, we've stayed in Cleveland, but that's proved to be too dangerous. So that's why it's higher than it's been. And we only have $1,600 for that.
Okay. Vice President Shaw.
I'll also like to add on that the crew team is one of the more expensive teams to fund, or athletic teams.
Okay. Any other points for discussion on the bill? Vice President Shaw, are you able to clarify the point raised earlier about the amounts written? I think it's important that we clarify that.
Can you? Are we gonna table? I can get back to you on that in a little bit, just not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Representative Thompson.
Second.
Okay. Is there any objection to tabling the bill? Okay. Then Bill B 21-14 is tabled. I don't know if that's for you, but that's right there. Where's that? Okay. All right. Seeing no other business, we move into committee reports. President Agarwal.
All right, guys. So we're going through this meeting fairly quickly, something new for us, but I think it's well-deserved, right? It's been a busy, busy semester with long GAs, so we're going to try to get you guys out of here as soon as possible. But I just want to promote our service event this Thursday as part of Make a Difference Week. So every SEC organization, almost every SEC organization is holding a service event on each day this week, and USG is going to be holding its leadership seminar at John Hayes High School. You guys have been inundated with emails about it, but that's because we want you to come. So please join us. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be literally direct group work with these high school students, some of which are high school leaders, and I think it'll be a great experience kind of talking about college leadership, talking about college life, and maybe potentially getting some prospective students to our fabulous university. So if you are interested in joining us for this event, please talk to myself or Representative Regan-Swamy after this meeting. We need to finalize our group this evening so that we can provide you with the materials that we're using for our presentation. So also, just before I finish my report, I'd like to inaugurate our 2 representatives that we have elected this past couple of weeks. I believe that is Representative Huffman and Representative Ratliff. Is that correct? Am I correct? Okay. And as for Representative Williams, he is not the treasurer yet. Treasurer Trong still has his position and is serving us for the rest of the semester, but we will inaugurate officially Representative Williams as treasurer so he can serve us next semester. But if Representative Huffman, and Radliff could come up to the front so you can take an oath and officially inaugurate you into USG. Don't worry, it's not scary. Guys are terrified. It's right here, right in the front. Front and center, so the camera can see your beautiful faces. Okay, you can just face the assembly. All right. So please raise your right hand. I state your name in full. Both of you, simultaneously. Do solemnly swear. As a representative of the USG. To responsibly represent my constituency. to the best of my ability. I promise to faithfully uphold the Constitution and all appropriate bylaws of the USG. As an elected representative to the USG, I further pledge to serve the students of Case Western Reserve University with integrity and honesty. Congratulations. I'm open to points. All right, thank you.
Vice President Hale.
As usual, most of the stuff is in the report. Something that isn't there, I got an email yesterday from Michelle Adams in Access Services. We'd been working on getting undergrads access to the first floor of Nord, and it's official. All undergrads effective yesterday have access to the first floor of Nord. So if you use any of those parking lots back there, you can now go up the stairs that are right there instead of having to walk around to Olin. So snaps for being nice to Access Services. Otherwise, we had a great lighting tour yesterday with RHA's Resrail committee. And, oh, something I want to hear about in open forum, and I'll remind you, so just ponder it in the meantime. Tell me about Veal Convocation, the facility. So I'm not going to load that anymore, but just think about Veal and just interested in any of your experiences during open forum. Open to points.
Points for VPL.
Thanks.
Okay. Vice President Shaw.
Good evening, GA. So most of what I want to say is already in my board report. Just a couple things, though. Now that the Finance Committee is officially done with mass funding and appeals, we will be working on some of our smaller goals, which are how-to videos for Collegiate Link, also updating the handbook, which the handbook should be ready before next semester begins. And then also we're working on SLIG and working with the previous applicants and making sure that they know that they have a certain amount of money left, and just to see their progress on their SLIG applications. After that, my office hours, they're kind of scattered right now, so if anyone needs to see me, just let them know they need to send me an email, and I can meet with them whenever time permits. I am open to points.
President Agarwal.
Has the Finance Committee decided upon a day when they would like to end the submission of disbursements, like have a deadline for when all disbursements can be submitted, or is that still?
Yes. Actually, the treasurer, I believe Treasurer Sloth has the date,
Okay.
And she will announce that during her report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other points? Treasurer Chuang.
I was wondering, was the email sent to all the groups that appeals? Like, were they notified about the results?
For mass funding appeals, I did notify all the groups. After GA appeals, I did not. But if any student org asks, all the appeals are up on Collegiate Link. Basically, I know for a fact that all of the appeals are up on Collegiate Link. So if they ask, if they're like, are you sure? I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Treasurer Schlaw.
I've decided to come to the podium today, so yeah. All right, okay, Stephen and I have decided that the last date for disbursements is gonna be on the Friday, the last day of class. For anyone that has a twing study over disbursement, we're gonna extend that to the Monday. We know that the rule is like 2 weeks after your event, but that ends up being, like you could have an event the last day of class and then they could turn it in the last day of finals. So to make our lives easier, that's what we decided, and we hope that's okay. So we're working hard. Yeah.
Tony.
My only concern with that is that I think it's unrealistic for some students to have events, and my office has in the past just done that. Like, we actually just do them, we just put them in a pile. The only thing that we have to do is have access to the spreadsheet. So I'm offering it only because I'm looking out for the interests of those groups that are having programs in that time frame. And if they follow the rules, it is 2 weeks, but I completely respect what you're saying. I'm just offering you help in getting it done. Okay?
Okay, so you'd be able to just take care of them?
We would, and I just would need you to walk us through the steps.
Okay.
Approval might be kind of risky. If you're willing to, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about this, but
Okay.
the approval concludes a link that
Yeah, I mean, that's fine with me. Is that okay?
President Agarwal.
I think what we're talking about are those groups that have had events back in October and November and are submitting stuff now.
No, I don't think that's what Ellen's saying.
I know, but
If they have events in that time, and we'll have to publicize the heck out of this, I agree.
the reason I asked if they wanted a deadline was because we're thinking about those people. Clearly, we've accounted for those groups that have events up until last day of classes, but there are many, like we get flooded with disbursements at this time, and in
I
the.
guess what I'm saying, if they have an event the last day of classes, then they have, according to the rules, 2 weeks to submit those.
Okay.
Right, because they're students too, and they have the same constraints. So I'm not trying to disrespect Stephen or Ellen, I'm just trying to tell you that in my experience, they will use that time frame, that
So
2 weeks.
all I want to say to the assembly, I guess, then is just please disperse this information. Remind your friends who are in organizations to get their disbursements in. Basically, that's all I'm saying. It's just spread the word that make sure that they send in their disbursements so they can get their money back, so that we're not flooding our treasurers on those last couple of days of school.
Yeah, like our idea was to put that deadline, so it was kind of like this is when we want it by, just because we know that people wait to the last minute on everything, so we're going to have a huge pile that Friday with nothing on Thursday, and then the pile will be huge on Friday. I mean, that's what I'm expecting. So, I guess, yeah. But we'll talk. Yeah.
Thank you. Vice President Cummins.
I'm up to points.
President Agarwal.
Has your committee been able to discuss about potential changes to the UTAs recently?
Not yet. It's on the first thing on our agenda for this week.
Any other points? Okay, thank you. Vice President Cruz.
I'm always like afraid I'm gonna trip over all those cords. Not much going on right now. As in my board report, I do have a sign-up sheet going around for doing study over. Where is that right now? All right. Just make sure like the back row and exec and everybody gets it because it's gonna be awesome. Other than that, I have some rep spotlights to do. So start thinking. Let's see here. Our first person. Let's see. See, I love the questions this time. They're like absurd. If this person were a flavor of ice cream, they would be pistachio because it's such a fun color. This person could listen to Neon by John Mayer every single day. Celebrity crush, Shia LaBeouf. Dogs or cats? The answer was fish. Yeah, if you guys have guesses. Skylar. Yes. That was good. Her last meal would be corn on the cob. Favorite TV show, Grey's Anatomy. Starting a new student org would be a sailing team. She is also a math major and a sophomore, for those of you who didn't know that. So, Twix or cookies and cream? It's a tough choice. Yeah, that's right. It's the best choice. That's Throw it. Does
No.
anyone remember how this went last year? It was Bad News Bears.
Yeah. If I can't throw my gavel, you can throw your candy.
Fair enough. All right. Second person. Let's see. Weapon of choice if the world were to be overrun by zombies, it'd be a chainsaw. Let's see. Something on the bucket list, go to Israel. Biggest pet peeve, people who don't shower. I can't argue with that. Let's see. Favorite movie when you were a kid? Land Before Time. That's a solid response. Any guesses? Anyone? Colin?
Representative Smith, Theo.
No. But that's a good guess. I can see it. Jaisal?
Representative Fitch?
Nope. All right. Song this person could listen to every day. Who I Am Hates Who I've Been, the acoustic version by Reliant K. Let's see. If you could throw any kind of party, what would it be like and what would it be for? This person would throw a giant dance party on a hot air balloon and it would just be for the fun of it. I respect that. Yeah.
Representative Brubaker?
Nope. Let's see. Yeah.
Taylor.
Nope. Andrew.
Representative Fitch?
Nope. Somebody already
Here.
guessed that. Weren't you paying attention? Tisk, tisk. Jaisal.
VP Dooner?
Nope. Colin. Nope. All right. Let's see. This person is an undecided major. Skylar.
Representative Ridgway.
Yep. Wait, that means you get two. It means you get two. I don't think we can do that. I think I'm gonna do another person. If we have time for it. Do we have time for a speaker?
We have time for it.
All right. One at a time. Just win next week. That's the answer. All right. Let's see. All right. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. This person. Where'd it go? I keep losing it. I don't know why. My computer is being a jerk. Okay. Here it is. Title of the autobiography would be The Wanderings of an Old Soul in the 21st Century. Bucket list, to go to every country in the UN. Biggest pet peeve, tardiness. Favorite, what, tardiness? Favorite movie as a kid, The Santa Claus. It's a good movie, Tim Allen. Let's see. What this person would do with $1 million. Invest it in order to create a greater source of funds for the SON to build a new building. I'm not sure what the SON is, but that sounds awesome. Colin. Yep. Let's see what else. Where she would live in history, 1940s England, in the age of patriotism and the fight of the human spirit to survive. That's hardcore. If she could change her name, it would be Susanna, because she just likes the way it sounds. Favorite TV show, Bones or Alias? Bones. It's the best. Tracy's a junior, and she's nursing, if anybody didn't know that. Fun fact. So Colin, I guess you get the Twix. Other than that, I'm open to points, by the way. Anything? What?
What are we doing for Twing Study Over?
Hot cocoa and gingerbread men. Like, decorate
Okay.
your own gingerbread man.
Okay.
It's going to be a sticky hot mess and delicious.
Vice
Jaisal.
President Shaw.
How many gingerbread men do you have?
Waiting to hear back from Bon Appetit. Anything else?
Any other points? Okay, thank you.
All right.
Vice President Dooner.
Unfortunately, I don't have candy to give out. Yeah.
Shucks. But I do have exciting news about print to hear. How about that? No. So actually, I don't have that exciting of news about print to hear. We're just kind of continuing to work with ITS and making sure that when the program lapses over the summer, they get a new contract that hopefully will be more reliable than the current level of service. Second thing, cable TV. How many of you guys watch TV in your places? Has it been problematic? Yes. Okay, so I've heard. Especially Fox 8, apparently, whole buildings are going out at some times, and so that's they're working on it, I guess. They're working on it. They know They know it's a problem. If you lose other channels, you should report the problem to sa.support@kstudy.edu. Send them an email. They'll get it all. They'll add it to their list of things. It's helpful for them to have these reports so they know if it's like your TV is kind of sucky, or if it's the whole building's, or the whole campus's TV is off. So if you lose random channels, scan your TV. Make sure you rescan. That helps. And also they're like 3-second glitches every once in a while, every half hour or so. They're working on that. They've been desperately trying to hunt that down with no avail. Still working on it though. Okay, third thing, Case Wireless, a perennial problem, and so I think I have a solution. I was just being very patient earlier today, and I connected to Case Wireless, and you don't have internet or whatever, it breaks, and then I waited 2 or 3 minutes, and it started working. So this is a challenge for you guys. Tomorrow when you have your laptop, you bring it to the quad, connect to Case Wireless, wait 2 or 3 minutes if it doesn't work, and then try and see if it works. And if it does or doesn't, let me know. That'd be cool. That'd be very helpful. And I guess my fourth thing, I want to talk about the USG website. I'm going to get some ideas on paper for that, but we'll do that during open forum. Any points?
Any points? Okay, thank you.
Sweet, thanks.
Parliamentarian McKee.
One slight change to my office hours. They'll probably start on Thursday close to about 1:30 instead of 1, because I will be helping with the leadership event. My point of the week. So the best way to keep discussions efficient is to keep your remarks new and concise. And so during discussion, avoid repeating others, which will be helped by the notes I'm trying to throw up on the projector. And keep your remarks focused to the item of business at hand. I think the few discussions we had tonight were a very good example of good, focused discussions. So keep it up. I'm open to points.
Okay, thank you. All right, caucus reports. Representative Brubaker.
No report this week. Arts and Sciences did meet and elect a new speaker, which is me. Hi, everyone.
Yay.
Just look for an email from me about a meeting. Open to points.
Okay, thank you. Representative Thomas.
No report as well, and also look forward to another email from me to the Engineering Caucus for a final meeting and cookies.
Thank you. Representative Ruska. Thank you. Is there anyone from Weatherhead tonight that would like to make a report for their caucus? No? Okay. Where? Representative Lindell.
So we had a pretty good turnout for chocolate comments. We're going to have a meeting soon to look over the results, so just look out for an email from me. And I'm going to be emailing, well, I was with Representative Dooner. We were talking about emailing about the Weatherhead TVs, so I'll keep you guys updated about that. Oh, and if anyone had any other ideas about like what events we could hold for Weatherhead, shoot me an email. Open to points.
Thank you. Representative Shaw? Don't see him, but I know he's here tonight. He's not here?
He's not here, but I got the freshman.
Please.
Okay, so the freshman caucus is super excited because we're holding our first major event tomorrow, which is meet, greet, and eat. Just Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday. I lied. I totally know what I'm doing. Yes, the event's Thursday. It's in Leutner. Technically, it's for freshmen, but if you happen to be there, stop by and say hello. Open to points. Cool.
Vice President Cruz.
I'm assuming it's just like you guys are hanging out and meeting people in your constituency, or what?
Yeah, it's like partially for them to meet us, but it's also for like we're doing some mixers where like they are gonna like we're still doing the sucker thing, yeah. We're gonna have like different colored suckers that they draw, and they like eat dinner with the people that like they drew the same color as. So it's like getting people to meet other freshmen they wouldn't normally have associated with. Anything else?
Thank you. On the open forum, Secretary Brown, feedback report.
Okay, this week we had a couple complaints about Safe Ride and how that's being used, and the just normal complaints about Safe Ride. And then we had a question regarding the use of USG funds and whether they can be used by CIA and CAM students as well during events if they're allowed to attend. And then we had a request for the free newspapers in the residence halls again.
That was me. I felt like complaining to exec. Thank you. So we have the USG website discussion next. Vice President Dinner, would you like to lead that, or President Agarwal? Okay.
All right, so over winter break, we want to have, we as IT committee and VP Hale wants to help out too. We want to have a sort of idea of what a new USG website would look like. Who's been to the current USG website? Oh, good, awesome. So what would you like to see improved? Or what did you go there for? Jason.
So, of course, I have to go on there a lot.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's really cluttered. Like, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of chunks of paragraphs that are, it has a lot of information on it. It's just, if students want to find something on the page, they'd have to scroll all the way down or have to, like, click on another tab. Well, if we could do something to where, like, I guess every committee has their own page, but the page is like a table of contents or something, and if you just click on that one line, like, for example, if you have, like, number 1 is minutes, number 2 is agenda, number 3 is, like, office hours, if you just click on agenda, like, everything else will drop down, and the text will be in black or something.
Okay, on that,
you know?
yeah, on that line, so everyone here is familiar with Wikipedia. We're looking at using the same software that Wikipedia uses. So we would make it look a little different than Wikipedia, but you could have the same sort of table of contents at the top of each page. And, you know, like, you select the section and then it takes you down. So finance would definitely have a lengthy page of disbursements and that kind of thing, I think. So I guess I'd like some more feedback on what you guys would go to the USG website for, especially if you aren't in USG.
Representative Williams.
I feel like right now, I actually kind of like, I do think VP Shaw's suggestion about table of contents, I think that would help a lot. I actually kind of like how it's laid out now, because I've actually been to some friends' pages, like at other schools, and their pages are just, they're pointless and boring, quite frankly. And I feel like ours are at least a little interesting. I think that we have too many sections on the USG webpage right now, because we have the committees at the top, and then we have the lists on the side. And I feel like the ones at the top are kept up to date, but the ones on the side are not. I feel like they're just kind of put there. Like, the representative resources has nothing really new. So just kind of like making sure we have everything current. And then I kind of like looked at the wiki page, and I like the idea of it, but I don't think it's good, because to me, I'm a person who I like to look at things that look nice, and to me, I like Wikipedia, but I wouldn't use that for our website. I just don't think that it conveys information the way that we want to convey it. I think it's too formulaic.
Okay.
Vice President Hale.
Radical idea. I would like to go to the USG website and see something new every week, like what's going on in USG. So I think it should be a live stream of information, and not this. I mean, Should also be a live stream of information and the static repository of information, but I would be excited to see it actually like a live something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Representative McHenry.
To comment on what Vice President Hale said, if we went to a wiki format, that would be very easy, provided that different people who would edit the website know the wiki syntax, which I taught to myself a few weeks ago, so it's really not that hard to learn. But provided they know that, they can edit the website whenever they want, and it's really easy to do.
Representative Rangaswamy.
Just a quick question. Do we currently have like a webmaster or a position that's sort of made? Okay, all right, thank you.
Says so in the Constitution.
Representative Smith.
Going off what VP Shaw said, maybe something to consider is when you first log on, have something pop up, or maybe just have it as a tab, something like asking the person who's showing up, identify who they are. Like, Are you a student board president, or are you a parent? That way we can maybe even keep track of who's looking at our website to see where we're getting the most traffic and who we need to tailor it to.
I like that idea.
Also, it'll help, okay, what information is only for parents or for...
Yeah, we could make like totally separate, kind of. I like that.
Representative Wetterson.
What if there was a blog section, kind of going to what Representative Hale said?
Yes.
If, like, maybe not part of the media wiki, but like a link to like a WordPress blog or something, so that students could get a feed of what's on our mind.
So a lot of the trouble here is going to be keeping this up to date, because that's a lot of the feedback we receive right now is that there aren't updated minutes and agendas. So I think we're definitely going to have to try to keep this, keep it simple, stupid kind of thing. So we'll definitely be looking at that as part of Media Wiki or whatever.
President Agarwal.
And I think that's actually a really important point. Believe it or not, we do have people that look at our minutes. GA minutes, exec minutes, they do actually look for that. And I've gotten emails in the past asking me why that hasn't been updated. It's very interesting. So that's very important, having an easy archival system. And just kind of being on the exec side, I'd say one thing that gets a lot of traffic is that exec co-sponsorship form, as you might know. And that's why that has its own tab. So it might be, I know a lot of you guys say it's really, really cluttered, and I agree with you on that one. But we have to find a way to keep things that people, hit the most. Actually, on the case webpage underneath the search bar, it has a couple of links that they know that people will hit quite often, like SIS, registrar. So maybe things like that, like things that that people will hit often. So exec co-sponsorship, minutes, something like that.
Okay, so that's a couple things we're interested in seeing on the new website. Let's see, what else? Any other comments on how you'd like to see it? I'm just sort of imagining you go to usg.case.edu, and right now it's a big banner. Could we go to usg.case just for fun? I know we've all been there, which is cool. I didn't. So right now it's a big banner, and on a normal size screen you have about this much actual content. So I'm hoping that will change. But on the home page, like James was saying, I'm envisioning a sort of like the news feed, but actually updated, or sort of what's going on, and a better organization scheme. But is there any killer feature that anyone can think of that would be nice to see in a new website?
Representative Huffman.
Mm-hmm.
We're only going to take a couple more comments to start wrapping up discussion. Representative Ladelpha.
I think another possibility is adding a link to the launchpad.case.edu site where it has like what printers are working, what like the e-suds, the washers and dryers, the greenies, the buses. I think that, I know a lot of people go online to look at that. That could be something that's useful on our site.
Representative Gallo.
This might be a lot of work, but when we disperse funds, like everything we buy for groups, like say Jugglers Club, it can be used by every other group, right? Is that what I've heard before?
What do you mean?
Or, like,
No,
the
you have
bikes
an
bought for
allocation.
Footlighters Club or something like that.
I also want to comment on this, Jay. So sometimes we have like the stipulation that if we're gonna give you this much money to purchase this much equipment, you should let other people borrow it. So, for example, with Footlighters, we gave them $8,000 in SLIG money to create this huge sound system equipment that we made an agreement that they would let other people borrow. So it's very case by case basis.
Okay.
What were you going for?
Suggest like maybe put a section on the website where all the student groups know what they can, like what's available to them that we've already purchased for like.
Oh, I
other
see.
things
Okay,
like that.
so if you need sound equipment, go here.
Yeah.
If you need
That's-
tables, go here, or whatever. Okay.
Vice President Cruz.
I guess like my biggest problem with the website currently is just that it all looks the same. I mean, yes, it's cluttered on the homepage, but it kind of has to be that way a little bit. But I guess if there a way to like, I don't know, add some color to it, maybe just make it look more exciting, I guess. Because when I see that page, I like scroll through and I'm like, is there anything important on this page to read? I can't tell because it all looks exactly the same.
Okay.
So I don't know, that's just my thought. We could
Sure.
change things up a little that way, I guess.
Representative Rangaswamy.
I know there's a feature where the comments can actually be on the bottom and travel with as you scroll through the website. And you can quickly type in new comments and just click enter. Or like click stuff in. I don't remember the name of the software that does that. It's open source. But I can talk to you afterward and try to get that on there. That would be so neat. You would not need a feedback form anymore because every page you're on automatically that little application will be on the bottom. People can just type in feedback if they have it.
Okay, so easy access to submit comments.
Colleen.
I think this group is a good group to start with, but I think you need to do some focus groups. If
Mhm.
you're serious about finding out what the students need, you need to create those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this feedback. We're going to come up with some proposals, some like sketch ideas, and then we'll be talking to exec, we'll be talking to exec about it and maybe send some emails to USGGA to just, say, hey, this is what we're looking at. Give us some feedback there, because I think that's more efficient than having a bunch of these kind of things. So, but thank you very much for the comments, and I will be walking back now.
Thank you. All right, we're in a regular open forum right now. Are there any points for regular open forum? Vice President Hale.
Maybe not as structured as Tom, but I would like to hear throughout open forum maybe 6 or 10 points just on your experiences with the facilities at Veal, good or bad, places for opportunities for improvement, or just good experience you've had. So, if anybody has anything, feel.
Whatever. I guess signage, if you will, it's a little confusing, at least until someone gave me a really good tour to know where stuff is, because I was very confused. Like when I came here, Welcome Week, or the little stay the night over, you know what I'm talking about, that event over the school year last year, I was confused beyond belief, because I wanted to see, oh, there's a gym in Veal, yay. I couldn't find the gym. It took me an hour. I had to ask like 10 different people, and finally I got there. It was just one of those things. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but maybe a little better signage of where stuff is.
Representative McHenry.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The only places that are, as you walk in the front door, Bill, the only places that are absolutely recognizable are the field house and the basketball gymnasium. The pool is kind of out of its own way. I go there regularly, so I know where it is. But I can see instances where people would get lost trying to find the pool. And there are a bunch of squash courts, but they're tucked away in very obscure places, so even just signs pointing the directions to different places in Veal would be tremendous.
Representative Thomas.
I spend a lot of time on the track, and I find that it's often dirty. After Blue Bash, it was several weeks before they cleaned up some of that spilled food and stuff that they served at Blue Bash. So I know that's just one example, but usually it's not cleaned very often.
Any other points for open forum? Vice President Shaw.
I should have said this during my board report, but reallocation forms, the final day that those are due are next Friday. So all forms need to be turned in by not this Friday, but next Friday. And that's for reallocation.
Any other open forum points? All right, thank you. Colleen, would you like to give a report?
Okay, so as I mentioned last week, one of the most important or the number one choice that you guys came up with for your professional development was, can I give my copy out? Was the networking. So I found this handout, very, very succinct, to the point. Wanted to just run through with you. So first, before I do that, why is networking important? Find a job. What else? Why is it important?
Make connections to get projects started.
Connections for projects completion. What else? Why do you do it?
Figure out problems that we do need to fix.
Good. Very good. What else? What is it all about? What is networking? What's successful about networking? What are things you need to do well when you network?
Retain those connections.
Good. Retain the connections. Jason?
I was going to say self-development.
Very good, yeah. In so many different ways. Communication, non-communication, verbal communication, your ability to hold a conversation that makes sense. Let's quickly go through these, okay? The first is create your personal elevator pitch. Obviously you can read this, but I think that one's funny. I like it. You know, in the time that it takes to go up and down an elevator, that's the length of time you have with someone whose attention skills, you know, aren't, they're not tired, they haven't had a long day, you know, maybe they don't really know who you are, but they're just trying to be polite. So identifying these people, having a pretty good sell of what you're trying to say to them. Now, networking is everything. It's you're sitting on a committee and you need to create a network so that these shareholders and these administrators are going to help you. It's also your professional networking. It's understanding who can help provide you with the information that you need or the advice that you need. It's a really good shared relationship that could very much turn into a mentoring relationship, which is really always very cool. The second is the professional business card. How many of you have your own card that isn't USG related? Yeah, let's stand by my hands. I love it. This is such a silly little thing. Some people think it's, you know, superfluous to connecting with people because you just think they're going to know your name. But I'll give you a good example. I hate how badly I retain names of people. I hate it. And all of you guys and all of the students I work with, they're so generous. They're like, you know, there's 600 of us and there's only one of you and it's harder for you to remember. But that's not the point. I would love to be able to say, do you have a business card? And get it from you. I mean, so I think that's really good advice. So I would definitely think about that. Third one, the 80-20 rule. Love this, love this, love this. 80% of your time should be spent listening, 20% talking. And like it said, almost impossible to do. I mean, I'm a gabber, so I know this. And it's really, really good. It's like strengthening a muscle. You know, if you can really seriously attend to this, when you get your 20% of time to pitch or to possibly, you know, garnish information from this person, it's really worth it because they really enjoyed, you know, the dialogue more. It's kind of the fact of like, we do like to be heard. Remember names. I think that's a no-brainer. You certainly don't want to call Dick Jameson Glenn Nichols and, you know, that kind of thing. So, and ask open-ended questions. That kind of goes with the 80-20 rules. Anybody else have any further advice about networking? Anything else you'd want to share that worked for you? Or like rules of thumb? Huh?
If you want good business cards, vistaprint.com will give you 250 free business cards. And it's actually legit. And it's
awesome.
completely
It's
free.
legit?
It is legit. My brother actually did it, and I know some friends who've done it. So vistaprint.com. You get ads up for it if you use Pandora, but just go there directly, so you don't click on the website, but click on, just type it in.
Good, very cool. Any other advice that you have for each other? Okay, so it's going to help you as a USG rep, clearly, but it's also going to help you professionally. So, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Colleen. We're in announcements now. Are there any announcements? Representative McHenry.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here, but I'll announce this for Matt's sake and for Case Men's Glee Club's sake, as well as other a cappella groups. The a cappella concert is this Friday in, wait, where is it again? Sorry.
In Massa.
See, I don't know about these things because I'm going to be at a 3-day swim meet, so yay me. But anyway, come out, enjoy the great singing and stuff like that. Thanks.
Representative Toomey.
To the freshman caucus, could you stay after for a few minutes to talk about a couple things to prepare for our event?
Treasurer Schloff.
I was gonna say that my a cappella group, Case in Point, is performing too, so yay.
Representative Gallo.
I was gonna tell everyone to look forward to my email tonight regarding all those lovely things this weekend. Also, oh, I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Get buckled down for the next few weeks, because it's gonna be crazy.
Representative Williams.
I have heard through the grapevine that Twing Study Over is coming up, and I would highly suggest that you all come to it. It's going to be fantastic. We're actually getting melt this year, which will be awesome. We have lots of great food. Mitchell's Ice Cream is coming. Lots of great activities, so please come.
I have my own announcement. Tomorrow night in the Twing Ballroom, Delta Chi and Delta Gamma are doing an etiquette dinner. It's open public, free dinner, presentations. It'll be a lot of fun. Be in the ballroom. Christine, do you know the time of it? I can't remember off the top of my head. 6 to 8? Okay, there it is. President Agarwal.
This Saturday evening, Undergraduate Indian Student Association is having their annual culture show. It's free. It's at the Natural History Museum that's very close to campus. It's always a great show. Every class of Indian students puts on a dance, so yours truly is performing. So come out and have fun laughing at me. Anyways, come. It should be very nice. Get some cultural immersion. And I think that's around 7 o'clock at the Natural History Museum, and it's free.
Any other announcements? Representative Moeller?
Second.
Any dissent?